Here we go, episode 132 of the Hardline Sports Talk. Michael Merlo, John Michael Masiri here with you. Hope everybody has had a very nice couple of weeks here as the NHL playoffs, the NBA playoffs have really been in the swing of things. JM, how are you doing today?
Doing good, man. Feeling nice after a little Tuesday night Game 5 win for the Knicks. Nice little 30-point victory. Feeling good, man. It's a good time for sports. It's a good time in New York right now. Let's close this out on Friday night and bring on the Celtics.
They didn't make you sweat. We'll obviously talk about the Knicks.
The first time.
In a minute. Yeah, it's really the first time
Yeah.
all postseason that they haven't made you sweat.
Yeah.
We'll talk about them in a second. Just some housekeeping before we start there with the Knicks and the Pacers. Make sure liking, subscribing on YouTube. Love the support there. Social medias, look out on our social media pages as well. We'll have a bunch of clips from this episode. And Apple and Spotify. I almost forgot what they were called. Make sure you are liking and rating us there.
Yeah.
Leave some comments. We'd love
good
that.
phone call.
The house phone's
good.
ringing.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah, nice. What time is it right now?
9
o'clock.
9:09.
9:07. Yeah, good.
Wow, my computer clock is really ahead. I cannot stand.
Mine
this
says
computer.
9:00. Yeah, you're off by 2 minutes, dude.
I'm off by 2 minutes.
That's pretty bad.
But I've built it into my head. You know, sometimes people do that on purpose. These psychopaths, they'll time their car. They put the time in their car.
That's really weird.
It's really weird.
So they don't make themselves late and stuff like that?
Yeah, exactly.
Weird.
So that they get there on time.
Weird behavior, man.
It is weird behavior.
You got any weird quirks like that?
You know what I noticed today?
odd?
I'm superstitious because I could have walked in. So today I was going to take a test and I could have walked in a different way and it probably would have been shorter. But instead I went the way I know and the way I've had success in this class and I just I took the longer way.
I think every person that denies that they're superstitious, it's just denial. I think everybody has a little superstition in them. Some worse than others, but I think every individual human being is superstitious. I know I am.
Yeah, I think there are like a couple of people that aren't. I definitely am.
To me, it's clothing. It's what am I doing this day?
Really?
Am I going golfing? Am I watching one of my favorite teams in a big game? Something like that. I need to wear something that I know is good luck.
See, I think of it as like where I'm sitting. If I move here, will this happen? Like if I get up from my seat right now, if the Mets are playing right now, big game, I got up from my seat. And they started losing after they were winning. That's how I am.
Yep.
I think that's how a lot of people are with
seating
sports.
Position sometimes if I'm watching a game and my feet are up and they're not doing well. All right, put the recliner down.
Wow.
Let's sit up in the chair.
You go that crazy?
Yeah, sometimes. I don't know. It depends what mood I'm in. I turn into a nut sometimes with stuff like this.
That's a little crazy.
Yeah.
But all right, we'll start here with the Knicks. Obviously, they crushed the Pacers after really the first blowout we had seen was Game 4, where the Pacers blew the Knicks out. The Knicks come right back and answer at home, JM, with a 30-point win.
Yeah, they definitely answered in a big way. And, I mean, this series has been absolutely nuts. Just when you think it's going to sway in one direction, it takes a complete 180 and sways in the other direction. So, I mean, first off, let me just say, I think Indy is a much different team at home. They've proven they can play very well at home. They've proven they can win at home, considering they haven't lost a single game in the playoffs at home yet. So, this series is by no means over. But, just going based off of the game on Tuesday night, the Knicks came out with a different look, starting Deuce McBride and not starting Precious Achiuwa, going with a smaller lineup. And I think that's really, it was a very good adjustment with what Tibbs made. The adjustment Tibbs made there, because in Game 4 you really saw their spacing get hurt, and I mean the Pacers were just having a 3-point barrage, and the Knicks couldn't keep up, and they couldn't hit their outside shots, and they couldn't get Brunson going, and that adjustment of having a little bit of a smaller lineup out there you can get away with against the Pacers, considering that they don't exactly play a huge lineup or attack the paint too much, or they're not known as this great rebounding team, so they could get away with it, and it really proved to be a big adjustment for them.
The Pacers, I don't think I've ever seen a team just so lackluster on defense before. Especially a team that's in the postseason, that's playing in the playoffs. Yeah. They are so bad defensively. It's like, wide open three here. Okay, it's fine. We'll get him the next time.
I just want to know, I feel like this hasn't been talked about. Like this whole idea of, okay, we're just going to score within the first 8 minutes of the shot clock and shoot you out of the gym and just beat you 130 to 120 every game. Like, where did that idea originate from? Did that come from the GM and just say, all right, look at the roster we have, screw it, let's just go all in on offense? Is that coming from Rick Carlisle as a coach saying, this is the style I want to play? I don't know where it comes from.
Like, listen, they're very good at some things. Obviously, they score. They're great offensively, high tempo. They're great in the fast break and transition. And, I mean, they just at will throw passes cross court. And a lot of the times they're successful. They're really good at some of these things. But it is truly unbelievable how bad defensively this team is.
Why do you think Obi Toppin was such a perfect fit for this team? His whole entire career with the Knicks, he wasn't known as being a good rebounder because he was always not going for the rebound and trying to run back on offense and get a quick shot or get a layup, whatever. That's exactly what he's doing for the Pacers, and it works for him because that's the way the Pacers want to play.
And what a different just style of matchup the Knicks have here, because you look back at what they were dealing with Philly, and it's a tough team. They're going to, tough in the sense compared to the Pacers. They really weren't tough, and they were soft considering they're a Philly team. But, they're going to battle you. They're going to try and beat you in the paint a little bit, obviously, with Embiid. It's just so much different, the style that the Knicks are playing with. They give them credit, right? We know how banged up they are. We know how many players they have playing in their rotation, and they're able to get a win here. And, I think with this team right now, it's interesting because coming into this series, you would have thought, oh, well, it would have been a major disappointment if they don't beat the Pacers and move on to the Eastern Conference Finals, even with the injuries they're dealing with. And then OG goes down in Game 2, and it's like, okay, this might be a little bit difficult, but still we expect them to win.
Right.
I think with the Knicks here, and, it's definitely different comparing them to other New York teams that we have right now that are succeeding, and I think more specifically the Rangers. Like, the Rangers can't get to the conference final and lose. They have to go to the Stanley Cup at least and win it.
Yeah.
The Knicks can get to the conference finals and lose with what they've dealt with. They can lose that. Yeah. They can afford to lose it with the season they've had.
Yes. I think the fact that they're even at this point is just nuts. Like you said, going into the series without Randall, without Robinson, without Bogdanovich, okay, they should still win this series. Then OG goes down, who's really just been the X factor for this team. You look at the stats there. Basically, on pace to be like the 73 win Warriors when OG's on the floor, and when he's not, they're like a below 500 basketball team. So his injury was huge, and he gets hurt in Game 2, and they end up winning the game. But then they go back to Indiana, and Game 3 is one where you look back and you say they should have won that game. But you think, okay, after this game, we should have had that game. They'll probably win Game 4, go back, they'll beat them in 5, right? Game 4 is the complete opposite of what we thought, a blowout. Now it's, they really miss OG. This team is injured. Brunson, we haven't even talked about his foot injury. Clearly didn't look 100% while he was in Indy. Just when you think they're done, all of a sudden, nope, the opposite. Brunson plays great, looks 100% in Game 5. And yeah, they do miss Anunoby, but they're this whole next man up mentality that they talk about. It's true. It's crazy.
It's difficult in basketball, man. It's difficult even in baseball at times. Football, next man up, okay. It can work in football because, it's not, there's so many things that go into a football team. Unless you lose the quarterback, then you're screwed. But you lose the left tackle, even if he's a really good left tackle in some cases. And it's like next man up. Let's go. Step up and make do your job.
You could change up the scheme. You could slide the blocking.
It's
you
almost
could do different
impossible
things
in basketball, and they lost one of the two guys they can't lose. You can't lose Brunson, and you can argue they can't lose OG. Those two guys are the most important players on your team. They've now sort of lost both of them. Brunson obviously looked a lot. He looked so much healthier. It looked like he didn't even have an injury in Game 5. But they lose OG, and it's like, it really is next man up in this series, at least. We'll see, obviously, moving on.
I think one thing that the Knicks have that the Pacers clearly don't is Jalen Brunson is that 1A. And as great of a player as Tyrese Halliburton is, he's not a 1A. And I'm not going to say he never can be a 1A. He's still very young in his career. This is his first time ever in the playoffs, right? I'm not going to rip on the guy. However, Going on the road and shooting under 10 shots twice in a series, and in a huge game 5, any playoff series, a game 5 is usually the most important game in the series. To not score over 15 points on the road when you're supposed to be the star of this team. He's got some work to do, and we'll see. I'm sure when they go back on Friday to Indiana, I'm sure he'll have a really good game. He seems to love playing at home. He seems to run his mouth a little bit when he's at home, as opposed to being on the road with this whole fake tough guy mentality, like Dante DiVincenzo said in the post-game press conference. But he's going to really have to step up, because there were times during, whether it was Game 5 or Game 1, where you said, if I'm a Pacers fan right now, I want TJ McConnell on the floor instead of Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah,
and that's not a crazy thing to say with the way they were playing.
And then in Game 2, all you heard from the broadcast was they need Halliburton to shoot, and all he did was shoot. I mean, he had a really good game. He was much more aggressive, and obviously he goes back home, plays well. Now he comes back to New York. It's not good. So he's going to have to put a couple of games. He's going to, if they want to win this series, he's going to have to have a good Game 7 in Madison Square Garden. Something I noticed, does not matter what you do in the first half. Doesn't matter.
No.
You could go on. I mean, we saw it in that Knicks game where they went up, 25 in the first quarter against Philadelphia?
Yep.
Doesn't matter.
Yep.
It's all about the second half and going on a run in the second half and then bringing that game
100%.
back.
I mean, even in the fourth quarter, the Knicks were up by 20 at some point in the third quarter, 22, whatever it was. Fourth quarter, all of a sudden, the Pacers come out. Siakam hits a couple shots. TJ McConnell gets that N1. All of a sudden, it's a 13-point game with 10 minutes left. And you're like, oh, boy, here we go. It's going to be another close finish. Luckily, it didn't end up turning out to be that way. One thing I want to talk about real quick, with looking at this box score that's weird, is Siakam was the only guy that scored 20 points yesterday, right?
Yeah.
And everyone on this team, and I think you ask anybody looking at Siakam's game from yesterday, I mean, it really wasn't anything too special. I mean, 22 points is 22 points. But looking at the plus minuses, so the worst plus minus on the team was Obi Toppin, who had a crazy minus 25 in only 21 minutes being played. Halliburton played 34 minutes, minus 22. Nembhard, minus 12. Turner, minus 17. Everybody in the starting lineup was from minus 12 to minus 22. Pascal Siakam played 33 minutes. He had a minus 2 plus minus, which is really weird. I don't even know how the hell that even happened. He must have been, in those 33 minutes he was in the game, obviously it's what the stats suggest, they were playing one-on-one and one, every 2 points, they were getting 2 points, the Pacers. And then when he's not on the floor, I mean, they got blown out by 30 points.
That's funny.
It's a crazy difference with the plus minuses there. Even TJ McConnell with the minus 19, you would say he had a pretty solid game yesterday. Strange.
I went away from the game after the Knicks kind of went on a run, but right before I went away from the game last night, I was able to watch Miles Turner hit 3 straight threes to make it. The Knicks had like a 15-point lead at half, whatever it was. They added on after the half came out. And then he just hits 3 straight threes, a barrage of threes, goes on this crazy run himself, and I think he made like a 6 or 7 point game.
Yeah.
And now I'm looking here. He finished with 16, so he really did nothing in this game.
He did not.
And he had some words, obviously, also with
DiVincenzo.
With DiVincenzo.
He had a couple solid buckets in the first quarter. But speaking of Miles Turner and the altercations that went on, another altercation between Hartenstein and Isaiah Jackson is segueing me into how great Hartenstein played yesterday. I mean, what an impact! If Jalen Brunson wasn't the MVP of that game, it was Isaiah Hartenstein. 12 offensive rebounds. He tied the Knicks franchise record for offensive rebounds in a playoff game with Charles Oakley.
Wow.
5 assists. Some ridiculous stat. He's the only player in the NBA playoffs history with 12 offensive rebounds and 5 assists. Him and Moses Malone are the only 2 players to ever do that. So clearly an incredible game for Hartenstein, and that's what they were missing, right? This is the Knicks' identity is, they shot 34% from 3. The Pacers shot 44% from 3, and the Knicks win by 30. The Knicks aren't going to be a team that goes on a shooting barrage, shooting 50% from 3 in a game and just outscores you. No, their identity is the second shot, getting those second chance points, dominating the glass, not letting you play like the Pacers play your game, getting out in transition, grabbing those defensive rebounds. No, the Knicks grab their offensive rebounds. They kick the ball out. They hit their threes. They get a shot. They get a foul. Whatever it is, they live off of offensive rebounds. And that is ultimately what won them the game yesterday, is because they played their style of basketball and didn't let Indy play theirs.
And they did that also. That was a huge advantage in the first round, too. The offensive rebounds. Yeah. It's almost their identity. And when they were in Indiana, it looked like the opposite was happening, where Indiana was grabbing a lot of second chance points, and the Knicks just were non-existent in that area.
Yep.
The Knicks come back home and do their thing. The home field advantage, the home court advantage is really... because I don't know how I feel about Friday's game 6, but it's Friday, right?
Yeah,
correct.
Yep.
But you feel good about knowing the fact that you have that game 7, and they have lost one game at home this year, postseason.
They lost that game against Philly.
They lost that game 5.
Yep.
Lost game 5 to Philly. So you feel good about coming home and potentially having that game 7, although you don't want it.
Yes. Celtics just closed it out. Just want to mention that really quick.
Do you think they could beat them? Can they beat them?
With Anunoby? I mean, to be honest with you, if you asked me this in the regular season, I would say no. Like, the Celtics just look too good.
Oh, Celtics advanced.
But the Celtics won, yes. Okay. But the one thing that I want to talk about here with the Celtics, like, let's not forget that this team has a history in some players like a Jaylen Brown of kind of forgetting how to play elite basketball in the playoffs. So with the way the Knicks play and they're relentless, and they play like a freaking boomerang. Just when you think they're away, they come right back. I think they'll make it a series for sure. But
Kristaps is still out.
Kristaps is still out. Yes. I don't want to.
That's big. Yeah, you want to focus on.
I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch.
I'm not. I have no chickens to hatch. Yeah. I'm just asking. Independent viewer here. Yeah. I'm just asking the questions.
No, I mean, it's nice to talk hypotheticals. I get it.
Can I say something? Might piss you
sure.
off. This outside Madison Square Garden thing was cool the first few times.
Oh, who cares? Let them have
it's
fun,
it's embarrassing now.
Yeah,
it's embarrassing for the city now.
Yeah.
It's like act like you've been there. You want to playoff
series.
We
haven't been there.
You want a playoff series.
Like you've been there.
Act like you've been there. Act like you've been there. You want a playoff series this year. Enough's enough. Win the championship. Get to the NBA Finals. Enough's enough.
Okay.
Game 5 against the Pacers.
No, don't let fans have fun. Breaking news, no more fun going forward, okay? You win, you go home, you go to sleep, and that's
We're closing the streets. We're celebrating in the middle of New York City, the city that never sleeps. People are trying to get to freaking work, probably.
Yep.
We're sitting here.
You are just... I can't stand this type of sports fan. The people who say, don't get too high, don't get too low. You know what? No. Get too high and get too low throughout sports, because that's what sports is. It's a freaking emotional roller coaster. Just like how, I deal with it with Jets fans all the time. Oh, I'm not getting my heart broken again. I'm not setting my expectations high for the season. You know what? No. Set your expectations high. Just root for your team to your maximum abilities. And deal with the consequences of your feelings.
I don't disagree with you. It's just like...
So let them have freaking fun, man.
Again, we're in the middle of the street.
It's like you've been there. We haven't won a championship since 1973.
They look like idiots in the middle of the street after every win.
If this was Citi Field after the Mets won an NLCS game, you would be out there doing the cha-cha slide with the whole 7 line.
It's different. It's the parking lot, okay? It's a parking lot. It's not the middle of it's not Broadway, whatever that block is.
If anything, that's weirder, because a parking lot. Okay, you all celebrate. All right, guys, everybody walk to your cars, go home. New York City, you're walking around. That's what New York City is in general. I know you're a prepped up Long Island boy. You don't really understand.
Yeah. Listen, that's all. It looks like all right. Enough. Yeah. Looks enough of that.
Yep. We're banning fun.
Not that I'm banning fun. Have your fun. The emotion. Love it.
It's all right, bro. Don't worry about it. You'll be all right.
If we recorded a podcast last week, we would have looked like idiots, because I think in the main title here that we were gonna have an episode and things fell through. If we did, we would look like idiots, because the main topic was gonna be the Nuggets are done, or are the Nuggets done? And I think both of us would have been saying after watching Minnesota, wow, they might be done. Not so much.
Yep. Placed a bet, by the way, on Saturday. Nuggets to win it all.
They're up 3-2.
Just saying. 25 to win 90.
Is this an experience? Like, was it that not being able? Do you believe the T-Wolves thought they had this thing won?
I don't. If they did, they're fools, because I mean, you're playing the defending champion, you're playing the MVP of the league, so you know how good this Denver team is. I'm sure that game off, they had 2 games in Minnesota, or I'm sorry, 2 games in Denver. Yeah. Went back to Minnesota. In that break between Denver and Minnesota, they got an extra day off. I think that really helped the Nuggets to sort of regroup, and kind of, Michael Malone was talking about how he was trying to hype his team up, saying that he wanted to make a 2-minute clip of all the media around the world saying the Nuggets are done, the Timberwolves are going to advance, the defending champs have no chance, blah, blah, blah. So I think that helped them out a lot. I mean, you look at the way that this team has played, and Jokic specifically. It doesn't matter if Rudy Gobert's out there. It doesn't matter. Draymond Green is trying to say he'd do a better job. Draymond Green needs to just shut up first. Draymond Green needs to stop talking. They can't defend him. The guy had 40 points, 13 assists, and 0 turnovers in Game 5. He is the best player in the world, and there's just no stopping. You could do that. You just have to pray and try to play better, and they didn't. I mean, Ant Edwards had probably his worst game of the playoffs in Game 5.
Yeah, it's not ideal. He really is unbelievable every time you think. And again, you thought this team was done. You thought they were out of it, and it's just not their year. And Jokic wins the MVP. He has this monster game. You know why Draymond was there last night?
How come?
Saw this on Twitter. So apparently, you know how TNT might be losing the NBA here?
Yes. I think they are, right? NBC got it?
I don't think it's finalized yet.
It's close.
But last night, Charles Barkley and Shaq had to go to like the big boss meetings, money, right, and I guess pitch it to them or something.
That is why they were not in studio?
They were doing some business for TNT.
Interesting.
And yeah, idiot Draymond running his mouth last night.
I mean, why? Just why? I can't stand when current players like Draymond have all these opinions about other teams when he's sitting on the couch. I mean, can we stop?
No, see, I don't agree with that, because if he's hired to be an analyst, then you can't look at him as a player. He's hired to be an analyst, so you got to take what he did as a player off.
Yeah, but
off
you
the
can't
table.
just deny the fact that the guy is a player, and he refers to, like I said, he said I would guard Jokic better than Gobert.
Listen, I
mean, he's talking about himself.
I wouldn't go it. I don't agree with his style. Then I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't compare myself as a player who, yeah, okay, fine, is on the couch right now, didn't advance, but I don't know. Like I can't look at, like, if he's doing a good job as an analyst talking about it, I have no problems with him talking about other teams.
Right. Then
you compare it to yourself, then I have a problem.
All right.
Enough.
Yeah.
But that's why Draymond was there last night.
Nuggets, I mean, do they close it out in Game 6 going to Minnesota?
Going back to Minnesota. No, I think it's going to be 7.
I also think that this is going to go to 7. I feel like this is just one of those, like, obviously the momentum is on their side, right? You win 3 straight games where the momentum completely flipped. You thought they were done, right?
Then they were dead.
They win 3 in a row, and it's like, oh, well, they won 2 games in Minnesota. Well, they're going to win another one. This series has 7 written all over it. I think this is going to be one of the better series that we've seen throughout the playoffs. I think we kind of said that before the series even started. This is really like a Western Conference Finals type matchup.
Right.
Not to knock the Mavs or the Thunder. That's another really good series and 2 really good teams. But this was a matchup that you were like, this being a second-round matchup is actually it's pretty crazy.
They are so deep. It's crazy how deep this team is.
The style of basketball that they play is genuinely, like, it's so impressive. Because you have this unit where they've been playing, it's the same exact team. It's literally the same exact team as last year, except with the exception of, like, Bruce Brown.
He's a guy.
But you know what's really something crazy? The way that Aaron Gordon and Jokic have developed this chemistry with each other. I mean, it seems like anytime Jokic is like stuck under the basket and he's getting double teamed, in comes Aaron Gordon for a quick dish and a dunk. Like, he's always in the right position. Aaron Gordon has, over the years, I mean, really developed a fluid offensive game. He can make outside shots now. He had a really impressive shot off the glass as the shot clock was expiring yesterday. they're just they could score in so many different ways. So many different guys can score on this team. Any guy in that starting lineup can score 25 points on any given night.
Is Minnesota going to tie? Like, let's just say, hypothetically, Minnesota wins Game 6 and they force a Game 7. They win it in Denver, or vice versa, right? It's a Game 7. Denver wins it. Are these two teams going to tire themselves out here? Like,
No.
Is this one of those things where
I hate this.
you had the heavyweight fight in round 2, round 3? You have a team that
I get. Listen, I get it. I get it. No, I hate this whole thing, and it reminded me of what we forgot to talk about with the Knicks with Tibbs and the claims that he's running them into the ground, and that's why OG got hurt. Well, it's all nonsense. To stick with your point about the Nuggets and the T-Wolves, how deep the series goes. Number one, I mean, this Dallas OKC series is going at least 6, and they're a day behind. Tonight, as we're recording this, is Game 5. So at the worst, they'll have like a 1 day disadvantage, the Timberwolves or the Nuggets. But no, I think if anything, it plays to people's advantages. I'm kind of listen, I'm not a professional athlete, but I could speak from any experience I've had in any sport I've ever played. Usually, I didn't like having a lot of days off because I feel like it kind of gets you off of your routine.
Yeah.
I know these guys are practicing, and like I said, I can't really speak for them. I'm not a professional athlete, but
you're not.
I think surprisingly, no. But like I said, I think that sometimes they would actually prefer to just keep playing like a normal schedule instead of having, let's say the Nuggets swept the Timberwolves and then Thunder and Mavs go 7. I don't know if the Nuggets would want 6 days off.
Today's the 16th to 15th?
The 15th, yes.
I wrote on all my tests today the 16th.
That's good. You were in the future.
Well, the day this airs, you'll have Game 6 of Minnesota and Denver. Game 7 would be the 19th. I'm not even going to try and do was that Saturday night?
Yep.
That'd be a Saturday night. Saturday night, Game 7. That's great. That's why I'm kind of rooting for these Game 7s.
Is that what it would be? Saturday night, yeah. The 19th, yeah, wow.
I'm rooting for these. I'm rooting for both. I'm rooting for all Game 7s and all these.
No,
I want the Knicks Game 7. I want the Rangers Game 7. I'd like this Saturday night Game 7. That'll be great.
Game 7's too stressful.
Game 7s. Let's go. Give me some Game 7s.
We're all right. We'll be all right.
Come on. No fun. No fun. See right there. No fun.
That's different. You're talking about my team here.
He doesn't want the fun in it.
Yeah. I'm down for Game 7 Nuggets Timberwolves.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, you're rooting for stress. You're not rooting for fun.
Who?
You.
What do you mean?
Talking about no fun. Game 7, you're just stressing people out.
No, I want the chaos.
Yes.
I'm rooting for chaos. Not stress. I'm rooting for chaos.
You like chaos.
I like chaos.
You know what? There's chaos outside of Madison Square Garden when the Knicks win a basketball game.
Yeah, sure.
I was a part of that crowd.
I know. I was gonna say
it's actually I'm offended. Now.
Yeah, you should be insulted.
It was very fun.
You're one of those crazy ass people with the videos. Yeah. Listen, it was funny the first time. It was great the first time when they beat the. I mean, that was embarrassing, but whatever. They beat the Hawks in that one game.
Yeah.
Okay, that was funny.
Yeah.
Enough.
Okay.
Enough's enough.
Okay. Celtics close out the series. That's it. I don't think we really need to analyze them beating the Karis LeVert, Donovan Mitchell.
I mean, again, are we doing
Cavs.
Are we doing load management here? Play, okay? I don't care. It's the postseason.
I don't think it's they're not load managing Donovan Mitchell in an elimination game.
They're not load managing him. Play, okay? Play through the injury. Play through the injury.
You heard it here first. Yeah, play.
Play through the injury.
Who cares
I don't care
about how hurt you are? Play.
I don't care how hurt you are. I don't care you got a pulled hammy. Yeah, I was gonna say something else. I won't.
Okay.
Freaking play your playoff games when you're about to be eliminated by the 1 seed. All right, well, the NFL is never not in the news, and they are back with... By the way, they do this whole schedule release show. Meanwhile, everybody's schedule is leaked by Tuesday. I knew the Giants' schedule this morning. The full Giants' schedule this morning.
It's actually very annoying. I actually tried to ignore the tweets, and I did the first couple of ones. I was like, you know what? I'm going to ignore all these tweets about the Jets leaks. And then, by the time it was 4 o'clock, I'm like... Why am I even doing this?
I know the whole schedule.
Let me just read. I'm like, what am I not going to open Twitter for a day just to look at the schedule?
You know what's funny? During the pandemic, they did a really good job of keeping them tight because then they had 12 or 15 million people watch that show on ESPN, the schedule release show. They got a huge number for it, and it just showed how much people are starving for football. But Either way, they did a good job that year. Now this year, it's like, half of these games are being tweeted out by Schefter. This is the opening night. This is, Christmas Day. This is this is that. It's like, enough, guys.
Yeah. I like everything all at once. If they just dropped everything at once, I'm cool with that. Not like, like you said, this is the Christmas game.
Yeah.
This is the season opener. Jets 49ers, Monday Night Football.
Everything trickled out. But I'm now pumped. I'm now ready to go for football.
The thing I do like about this, and yes, I agree, it gets me all pumped up. But what I do like is I envision now what games I'm going to pick to go to for the Jets.
Okay.
I say,
Fair
all right,
enough.
this works out. Yeah, all right. We talked about it. I'm going to be planning my San Francisco trip.
That's sick. What a stadium. Levi Stadium.
Yeah.
I'm not going to any Giants.
You know what's
this year.
really nice about that? I actually have to check. I was hoping it would be early on because I want to go to Oracle.
If you can go to Oracle.
I want to see the San Francisco Giants.
Why don't you look right now? See if the Giants are there.
What is that? September 9th?
9th. So it's the 9th of September they're going to be. It's Monday night.
San Francisco Giants schedule.
Got to check that out. That's sick. I'll be so jealous. That's like one park everybody has hit. But either way, the schedules are out. And let's start here. We're going to start. We'll go to Christmas Day. Okay? They're away.
Yeah, they play the Padres.
They got to change that.
That's so annoying.
They got to change that for you. They got to say, hey,
Come on, man.
Why don't you go Thursday?
I can't. That's too much, man. Because I'm
Do the week.
that means I'm there from Thursday to Tuesday?
Yeah.
Well, I'm really lounging out in San Francisco.
Exactly. You got it.
My boss won't mind. Yeah.
I would have done that.
Yeah.
Either way, okay. Back to Christmas Day. Netflix gets a couple games.
Yeah.
I mean,
you freaking do. I mean, anything
you
else?
got to take out a mortgage to watch NFL games.
Yeah,
By the way, there's a deal on Sunday. Is Sunday ticket actually worth it?
I actually considered buying it today.
I was going to buy it. I still
like,
have time to buy
this
it.
actually might be worth it.
Tomorrow.
Because you had everything, right?
Well,
you don't need all the platforms.
I think, no, you do.
Oh.
You still need it. So if Netflix
so what the hell's
game,
the point?
Netflix game, you need Netflix. Peacock, you need Peacock. What else?
Amazon Prime.
Yeah, Amazon Prime. And by the way, hold on.
Right,
if you don't buy YouTube TV with it, you don't get you can't watch the Jets Giants here.
Oh, good. Not good.
I almost bought it on Sunday.
There's too many. This is too much.
It's a lot. It is a lot. And now, so Netflix has Christmas Day, and I saw this tweet before. It was somebody big. I don't remember who it was, but it's so true. They screwed you because these Christmas Day games are early in the day. That's usually when I'm watching NBA basketball early in the day. Yeah. I watch that, the Knicks game at 12, 1 o'clock, whatever it is. And then they put these games at 1 and 4:30. You can't even flip back because you're on your smart TV now.
Yeah. I agree. It's a major pain in the ass. And it's when the Yankees are playing Prime Video Wednesday night baseball games and it goes into commercial break. I hate that I can't flip through channels.
It's terrible.
They do it on purpose, though. That's why the companies want Prime Video, and that's why advertisements are so big for them, is because they know that people aren't going to flip off of the game and they're going to have to watch the ads.
Well, I want to flip off of the game. By the way, shout out to the NFL. They ruined Christmas Day for me last year. They ruined Thanksgiving again for me this year. So, because listen, whether the Giants are good or not, okay? Nobody wants to sit there and watch their team get blown out by 40 against their two biggest rivals 2 years in a row, the two biggest holidays of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, what the hell are you doing to us? Yeah. I mean, I thought we were like your darling franchise. Please.
Oh, yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Real darling franchise.
Christ almighty. To lose by 40 to the Cowboys with Drew Lock in front of the world? I mean, come on, man.
You got off-season Hard Knocks.
I'm actually looking forward to that. No, but you know what? I always
What
talk
is
about
off-season Hard Knocks?
So this is what it is.
They're just making trades and
you've
signing people.
The nerd and you've never wanted to.
That is true.
Never wanted to see what it's like to be in the middle.
But how in-depth is this?
They've had cameras apparently all off-season in whatever, the front office.
They go through a Brian Daboll eating routine.
See how much weight he lost?
Did he actually lose?
Yeah, he looks great. I'm jealous of him. I had a dream about him. I had a dream about Brian Daboll. Not weird. So I was he was given a team meeting. Daboll's given a team meeting, and then he was in his office to the side, and I was all the way in the back, and he was about to walk up, and he was like, "Hey kid, come here." And he was asking me his opinion on this play. And I felt like $1 million. But I dreamt about Brian Daboll.
Stop saying.
Yeah, it was good. I love Dayball, even though he had a terrible year and Belichick will probably be the coach in 2025. I had a dream about him. What do you think about it? You see Nick Wright the other day? See what Nick Wright said the other day?
What did he say? Belichick to the Giants?
Belichick to the Giants with Prescott. Package deal.
What the hell?
I would not rule. I'm just going to say this, and not that I have inside sources.
Why would
nothing.
Dak want to go to the Giants?
Because the Giants offer Dak the most money.
All right.
Dak's going to be a free agent. I wouldn't rule it out. I think the Giants at least make a call.
They should throw the bag at Dak Prescott if he is a free agent.
They're going to make a call. I just want to throw that out there.
All right.
To my fellow Giant fans that don't like Dak Prescott.
Get people excited for no reason.
But that's off-season Hard Knocks. I'm pumped.
That they should do it next year then.
When they
get Dak Prescott and Bill Belichick.
Nah, come on. They had they had the Saquon stuff when he left.
Yeah.
They have Brian Burns trade.
I mean, yeah, they made some moves. It's not like they had this crazy offseason, though.
Do they have the Wink Martindale fiasco?
Yeah, that would be big. That would be big. Do they have the jersey design that's coming out big?
I'm
Huge
nervous.
Jersey
I'm really nervous.
The Giants are going to be ripping off Ralph Lauren with their new jersey with the red and white stripes on the jersey.
The day this airs, you'll know what the Giants jersey looks like. I don't know yet. I will tomorrow with all of you. Better be
good. If it looks anything like those throwbacks, the color rush or whatever, they're gorgeous. Those are the best jerseys the Giants have.
Like, that's the problem. You're not going to do that.
No.
Like, it's not going to look anything like the color rush, which are nice, and the blues, which are nice. The white.
I just hope it's not like
too much red.
Is it going to be a black jersey? Like, I'm kind of tired of the black jerseys.
Yeah, but the black with the
red outline
and the blue
and white
would look good.
I don't like that's too much. That's too many colors there. I like black, maybe red outline, white numbers.
But like, all right, we had this argument with the Mets. Maybe it wasn't you, but somebody else had this argument. The Mets shouldn't have a black jersey, and like the Jets shouldn't have a black jersey. The Jets should not have a black jersey. The Mets have a reason for a black jersey. The reason is they're a mix of the Giants and the Dodgers when they left the National League and left New York. Now New York has a National League team. Mets kind of have a reason and kind of, I guess, an excuse for a black jersey. Jets had no excuse for a black jersey.
But what's the
Giants are the same thing.
Orange and blue, you don't get black.
No, but you have the black and orange of the Giants and the blue and white of the Dodgers. So all
right, so they're just corny, just two teams combined.
But these two teams, the Jets and the Giants, have no reason for black jerseys. None. There's no reason. So I would not. I would be hypocritical to say the Giants can have a black jersey and the Jets can't, because the Jets' black jersey was stupid.
Yeah,
there's no reason for it.
Yeah, I mean, I could go either way with the black jersey, to be
honest.
Unless
it looks like unbelievably sick. Like if they just designed the crap out of this jersey. Yeah. They're probably not. They're probably not. They do everything wrong. Thanksgiving though, Jam. I'm looking at the Thanksgiving game, and I'm looking even at Week 1. I'm excited to watch this Bears team. How are you?
I don't know how you can't be.
I'm pumped to watch the Bears.
I'm looking at they posted pictures of they had media day, and it's Adunze and Caleb Williams, and they got DJ Moore and Cole Kmet. They didn't even put Keenan Allen on it. I'm like, I mean, what an exciting offense that this could potentially be in year one. Now, there's a couple factors that could cause that to go south quick. Number one, how's the offensive line going to play? The Bears don't have an awful offensive line. They also don't have a great one. So, that could go either way. Number two, I mean, Matt Eberflus hasn't had the best coaching career so far with the Bears, so we'll see what happens. And number three, I mean, just inexperience. This team, I'm sure it's going to take them maybe a little bit to gel together, but who knows? Caleb Williams could be as generational as we think he is. He could just come right off the bat and have a C.J. Stroud impact and just start throwing the ball all over the place. And this team could click really soon.
See that report from that coach the other day?
No.
It's like some inside report about how just Fields, a coach on the Bears,
I'm pretty sure. This is weird.
He didn't see anything. Like, he would try and see the field, but he really saw nothing.
Yeah, that was a weird report to me. Like, we're not exactly Justin Fields defenders on this podcast, but the timing of that report and everything, I thought was just a little weird.
Yeah, no, he's still ass though.
Yeah, no, he is. He's gonna return kicks though. It's fun. There's gonna be a kick return on the Steelers.
Oh my god. Yeah. Ravens, Chiefs, they could have held this game for later in the year. They decide to have it as the opener. I'm okay with it. Last year we got a little kinky with it. They put the Lions in there before the Lions really were anything special. This year it's like we're going with the second best team arguably in the AFC.
Bit of an FU by the NFL with the Chiefs schedule to start. I mean, Ravens and then Bengals, they're not exactly making it easy for them.
It's never easy for the defending champs.
It's not. And I mean, we know the Chiefs have a bit of a tendency to get out to slow starts. So maybe they're saying they're actually helping them out. They're going to say, all right, if you're going to get off to a slow start, we'll get the hard teams out of the way, and then you can just
but now it screws them seeding. Now it screws them with seeding.
That is true.
If the Bengals/Ravens are winning the AFC North and, it's between one game, and the Chiefs who start off slow are like, crap, we lost that early game to the Bengals.
By the way, I was thinking about it this morning when I was listening to a podcast. They were talking about the Chiefs and the Ravens or whatever. I don't want to talk about the Chiefs in terms of analyzing them in the NFL season until like week 14.
That's fine.
There is no reason, like we did last year, when I sat here and said, oh, their weapons, this is going to be a problem for them. They have no receivers, this and that. Oh, they've looked like crap lately. Mahomes going to have to play a road playoff game. It doesn't matter. They could be 8-8 going into week 18.
But to your credit,
and have to win the game to get in the playoffs. If they get in the playoffs, then they could win the Super Bowl.
Not to defend you too much. I don't want to defend you because I wasn't really off for the Chiefs. Really, I still had a little belief, but not like they're going to win the Super Bowl. But I never counted him out. Like he was all out on him.
I was all out on him.
You were technically correct in the fact that you've never seen them win a road playoff game. So
yeah.
I mean, now of course you throw that out the window. They're arguably, one of the great. If they win this year, I mean, you could argue they're the best dynasty in the league.
Yeah.
And 3 straight's insane, but
it's never been done.
Like now, you have all the confidence in the world that they could do whatever they want in the postseason. They could have whatever regular season they have. You're not going to worry about them when they get to January and February.
Yeah, I mean that. Why not? I think that's exactly what you can say. Whether they're the 1 seed or the 7 seed, they have the best player in the sport. They could get to the Super Bowl again.
All right, so your boys are back on Monday night.
Boys are back on Monday night.
I saw Greenberg the other day on Get Up,
and he was shut up.
Like he embarrassed himself a little bit. I like Mike Greenberg, I really do, but he did not make himself look like a good Jet fan when he's sitting there crying.
I mean, listen, I thought people were a little too hard on him. I get it. Us as Jets fans were very scarred from past events. Not exactly ideal for Rodgers' return to be on the road against if it's not us, the best defense in the NFL. Not ideal, but I mean, hey, entertainment-wise, it's gonna be gonna be a great atmosphere.
Yeah, they definitely
the ratings are gonna be phenomenal.
They didn't do you any favors there.
No, they didn't. They did not at all. They really didn't.
It'll be a good game though. I can't wait. I can't wait. Oh my god! All right, you want to go through me and JM here? Jets Giants. We're gonna go through our teams. Give a little win-loss here. Everybody loves the win-loss game in May.
Yep.
That's the best.
I love it. It's the best. It gives you hope. Everybody picks their team to go to the Super Bowl.
All right, let's go. We'll start with the Jets.
Are we both going?
Yeah, we're both going. Okay. How do you want to do it?
You
go first, then I'll go.
Okay.
All right, so I'll just announce it. Week 1 in San Francisco.
Loss.
Okay. Week 2, that's in Nashville, Tennessee.
Win.
See, this is what they should do with the Jets. They should give the Jets, this should be the opener for the Jets. How many times did the Patriots pound on them?
Yeah.
Prime time, 50 million people, quarterback runs to the ass of his offensive line. Everybody, it's a meme for 10 years.
Let us destroy Drake May or Jacoby Brissett or whoever it is in the first game of the year.
Nobody's watching the September 19th Thursday night football game when the Patriots are 0-2. They got killed 40-0 in both games.
That's brutal.
Nobody's watching this game. Jets, Pats.
Win.
Okay. Jets are 2-1. Home against the Broncos. Zach Wilson return.
Yeah, win. Don't even think about it. Win.
This is a London game here.
Yeah.
Against the Vikes, October 6th.
Yeah, nice. Thanks for hosting us, London. Slaughtering of the Vikings and Sam Darnold win.
Oh,
4-1.
I got both.
I'm sorry, Liz. That's a 4-game stretch right there for them that they should win all those games.
You better win.
You should win 4 games.
And then
it's the opposite of last year's schedule. They are in a very nice position to start this season off very nicely.
And then Monday nighter against the Bills.
Home.
Wow,
Win.
he's confident here.
We beat the Bills twice at home over the past 2 years without Aaron Rodgers. Win.
Sunday night football against the Steelers in Pittsburgh.
I'll give them a loss on that.
Yeah,
you're gonna drop a game there at least. Yeah. So I'll say it's that game.
I would agree. And Against the Pats on the road, October 27th.
I'll say that's a win.
Yeah, I would say it's a win too.
So what are they, 6-2 right now? 5-2? 6-2.
6-2. And this again, they have a couple of short weeks here. Another short week. They come home for the Texans.
Mm-hmm.
Good ball club there.
I'm gonna say a loss. It's a short week. Texans are gonna be really good this year. I'm trying to keep it realistic here. I think the Jets are probably a better team on paper than Houston is, but Houston's got CJ Stroud could be an MVP candidate this year, and you're not going to win every game that you're supposed to, so I'll give them a loss.
Jets are 6-3, heading to Arizona.
That's a win. That's a win.
7-3, and then back home before the bye for the Colts on Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, this is a matchup that I saw on the schedule that I really liked. Because the Colts, from a football fan perspective, it's going to be a good game. The Colts are a good team. I think they're going to make some noise this year. I think they're going to really compete for that division. I'm going to say a win, though. I'm going to say they beat the Colts.
The Colts are a good ball club. I agree with you. I think the Jets will win that game, too. All right, so what's the record here?
8-3.
8-3 into the bye. You're
feeling
doing
nice.
Dances.
Feeling nice.
At 8-3 into the bye. All right, after the bye, December 1st, home against the Seahawks.
That is also going to be a win. We're 9-3 coming off the bye.
9-3 to Miami, December 8th.
That's a loss.
9-4.
9-4.
9-4. And then to Jacksonville, they'll stay in Florida.
This is really tough. I'm going to say that is going to be a win. 10-4.
10-4.
10-4 New York Jets.
The Rams, December 22nd at home.
Another win. 11-4.
To Buffalo.
Loss. You split against Buffalo. You're 11-5.
And then home against the Finns.
That is a win. 12-5 New York Jets. I'm feeling optimistic and
12-5
fired up. 12-5 New York Jets.
Is that a division win?
That is a division win.
Okay.
Listen. Call me Homer. Call me anything you want. I don't give a crap. I'm tired of the disrespect, and I've been having arguments with friends on Twitter, whatever, that this Jets roster, I don't think people are realizing, and listen, I understand that it's just on paper and the team needs to go out there and play together. But I'm sorry, I haven't seen them play together with Aaron Rodgers yet, so I can't bank on the side of saying, oh, they're not gonna mesh together. No, I haven't seen it yet. So what I'm seeing on paper and the way that this team has been built, I see a top 5 defense in football. Mm-hmm. I see a vastly improved offensive line. Mm-hmm. And with the Fashanu pick, it takes away, it doesn't take away all the concerns about injury, but it's a hell of an insurance option to have a first-round tackle sitting on the bench. The weapons are plenty. You have Breece Hall, who some people are calling him the best running back in the NFL right now. I think that's a little strong, but I think with a year in a good offense, he could have a 2,000-yard, scrimmage yards season.
Absolutely.
Garrett Wilson, I think, is going to really blossom into being a number one receiver here, like a top 12, 10 number one receiver here. He's destined for like a 1,300-yard season. And, they got Aaron Rodgers, and they don't need Aaron Rodgers to get to 12 wins. They don't need Aaron Rodgers to be 2021 MVP Aaron Rodgers. You could have a top 12 level quarterback, Aaron Rodgers here. Give me, 28 to 30 touchdowns passing, limit the turnovers. I'm not saying be a game manager, but I don't need him to be godly 45 touchdown Aaron Rodgers for this team to win that many games with this running game and great defense.
No, they're 100%. You're right. There's a lot to be. I'm not one of these people that are negative on the Jets. I think the roster heading into this season, it's legit, and the defense is what really excites me. Yeah. Obviously, you have the weapons on offense, but this defense is just they're better. They're better this year.
And with them hopefully being less on the field, that should also really make them better.
All right, let's go. I think we're going to be really similar heading into the bye, and I think after the bye we'll have some differences. So, I think they lose week 1.
What are you doing?
Oh, you're going to do it?
I got you, bro. Right. Week 1, 49ers.
They're going to lose.
All right, week 2 at the Titans.
They'll win. They're 1-1.
Okay. Week 3, home against the Patriots.
It'll be closer than you think, but they'll win.
Okay. Really?
Yes.
Any explanation there?
I just think Mayo will have that defense ready. It's a short week. It's a tough division game. Okay. Jets will win, but it'll be close.
Okay. I can respect that. We'll see what the Patriots are this year, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's going to say they're going to be a playoff team, but I also don't think they're going to go out there and go 3-14.
They could go.
They could though.
They could
they
be
really could.
They could be a competitive 3-14.
Yeah, they could. They could be like that annoying, like a Tennessee Titans but worse version.
Yeah.
Home against the Broncos week 4.
They're gonna win that game. They're 3-1.
London game Vikings.
London games are tough. London games are weird, man. I'm going to give them a loss.
Okay.
I'm going to give them the loss because I want to give them the Buffalo win.
Okay. Oh, you're going to give them the Buffalo win in week 6.
So they're 4-2.
Okay.
Yeah.
At Steelers Sunday Night Football.
And they're going to lose that one.
Okay. Thoughts on the Steelers this year?
Mid again.
Yeah. Right? Okay.
Yeah. Like they'll be like an 7-8 win team.
Agreed.
Pesky.
8-9. 8-9.
All right. Fair enough.
Whatever. We'll see. I don't know. I gotta look at these teams' rosters. There were so many things happen over the offseason. My head spins. I don't even remember what they did besides Russell Wilson. All right. Was week 8 at Patriots?
They're gonna beat the Patriots.
Okay. Very nice. Is that also a close game?
That'll be a closer game in New England as well.
Okay.
Actually, no. Belichick's gone. They'll blow them out.
Yeah, no, they're good. That's a thing now with the Patriots. Mayo could be the next Belichick. Who the hell knows?
Yeah.
But that whole cloud of Belichick's there. It's gone now.
It's gone.
It feels very lovely. It's a lovely feeling.
The devil's gone.
Week 9 home against the Texans.
They win this game.
Very nice.
They'll win against Texans.
Okay, so you have the same record
6-3.
this, just different losses. I
Yes.
gotcha. Week 10 at Cardinals.
They're going to lose this one. You're going across the country,
Cardinals
different
could be
time
sneaky good
zones.
this year.
I do like the Cardinals. Kyler Murray's tough. They'll lose this game close.
Okay, home against the Colts.
They'll win this one. I really like the Colts. I love Steichen. Hopefully Richardson can stay healthy. They have done some good things this offseason. They're going to be good. They'll compete, like you said, for the division in the South. But yeah, the Jets at home, Sunday Night Football. That'll be another great crowd. That's their first Sunday night game of the year. They have a couple Monday nights. One Monday night at home.
7-4 going into the bye.
7-4 heading into the bye.
Okay. Out of the bye, home against the Seahawks.
Yeah, they'll win this one. Not high on the Seahawks.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what to think of the Seahawks this year. I don't think a lot. Yeah,
not
right?
much.
All right, at the Dolphins.
They're going to lose at the Dolphins.
Okay, so we are at 8-5.
8-5.
At the Jaguars.
They're going to beat the Jaguars.
Okay, 9-5. Home against the Rams.
They're going to lose this one. I love the Rams this year. I love the Rams.
Even without Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
And
I really feel strongly
that
about
offense just could be real electric this year. So, listen.
Yeah.
I respect the opinion. At the Bills.
They're going to lose that one too.
Okay, so we're at 6 losses now.
Yes.
So we're at 10-6.
10-6.
Home against the Dolphins.
I think they beat the Dolphins at home.
So 11-6.
11-6. That can get the division done.
That's a solid.
That can get the division done. I'm not counting Buffalo out yet. I know a lot of people are. I'm not going to count them out yet.
When you 17's on the field, you can't really count them out.
So this is. I think it's going to be a really tight race for the division. They'll probably be tied. I don't think Buffalo wins 12 games either. I'd have to look at their schedule, but yeah, I think Buffalo right there.
I don't care if I'm going to eat my words here. I'm going to stand on this opinion. I think the Dolphins' time kind of passed. I think that Dolphin magic was last year. I'm a little, and I wasn't high on the Dolphins going into last year either. So yeah. I'm doubling down on that. I'm not too high on them.
And I was the opposite. I was high on them going into last year. I don't think they're on the level of the Jets and the Bills.
Okay.
All right, let's run through the Giants really quick. They don't matter.
Let's
quickly.
Go.
Week 1.
I have not seen their schedule. Okay. I didn't look at their schedule.
It's really hard.
Okay.
Home against the Vikings.
Hold on, who's quarterback? Drew Lock or Daniel Jones?
Drew Lock until the bye. Daniel Jones till the bye.
Oh, okay. Home against the Vikings?
Yeah.
That's a win. Giants fans are going crazy. We're going to make the playoffs.
Okay. Week 2 at Commanders.
That's a win. 2-0. Holy crap. We're going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. All right. This is gone now.
Yeah.
At Cleveland.
Loss.
Home against Dallas.
Yeah, loss.
Thursday night.
Big loss on primetime. Bad loss. Friday morning calls are going to be bad on WFAN.
In Seattle.
Loss.
That's a tricky one. That's a tricky game.
That's a rematch. Yes. Daniel Jones looking out for revenge. That's a game he got hurt last year, right?
Yes, he did. No, he hurt Raiders.
Oh, but he hurt his head or whatever. Somebody got hurt.
He did something.
He got hurt. Whatever.
Sunday night against the Bengals.
Oh, they gave them a Sunday night game against the Bengals. That's a loss.
They hate us. All right, so what are we at? 1, 2, 2, and 4. 2 and 4. The Jams at. Saquon's return to MetLife.
Loss. Almost said win there, but the
They
Eagles
played
own
them
you.
really close.
Yeah, I
last
know,
year.
but also it was you caught the Eagles in their like collapse time.
No,
and
I'm not.
whatever.
No, I'm not saying the Giants gonna win this game.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm not saying you'll get killed, but loss.
Monday night in Pittsburgh. So the Giants are 2-6. The Giants are 2-6.
Yo,
Come home for Washington.
win! Daniel Jones loves the commies. This will be his last Commanders slaughtering in his Giants career.
In Germany for the Panthers.
Let's go, German. The Germans are gonna think the Giants are the best team in the league. That's a win.
All right, so we're 4 and 8.
Giants, very good.
What is it?
Giants.
4 and 6 under the bye.
Yeah.
James 4 and 6 under the
4
bye. We're
and 6.
feeling good.
Hey, listen, run the table, right?
All right, home against the Bucks. That's a winnable game.
That's a winnable game. I don't like we said. I don't think you're getting 99th percentile Baker Mayfield this year. This is 1:00 game off the bye. Giants come out with a lot of energy. That's a win.
All right.
5 and 6.
All right. In Dallas, Thanksgiving Day.
Loss. Oh, Thanksgiving dinner is going to be awkward for Giants fans. That's a loss. That's going to be bad.
Home
That'll be background noise by the second quarter.
home against the Saints.
That's a loss.
That could be a win. I agree. I don't like the Saints.
You're gonna have to drop one of those games, the NFC South games. I think
Fair.
you'll drop the Saints game.
Fair. Home against the
Dude, I don't
Ravens.
see a win on the rest of this game.
Home against the Ravens.
That's a loss.
Last time the Ravens came there, they beat them. Magical season,
That
though.
was.
This is not the magical
Yeah,
season.
no.
And Drew Lock might be starting by now.
Yeah.
This
Is Tommy DeVito back with the cutlets again? This is chills with Tommy DeVito.
at Falcons.
Loss.
Home against the Colts.
Loss.
At Philly.
Loss. So you lose 6 straight to end the year. You finished
6
5
and
and 12.
No, I think you had 6 and 11.
No, I had.
Oh, you had 5 and 12. Sorry.
Because I had 5 and 6 and then 5 and 12.
All right. I'll go.
Let's do it. Week 1, it's Sam Darnold's return to MetLife. He's all jacked
Yeah,
up.
I think they'll win this game. I think they'll
Okay.
win the first 2. I agree with you. They win
You
the
think
first 2.
you think Darnold starts?
Yes.
Okay.
They'll win the first 2. The
So
defense
week
is
2 they'll
defense is good.
dude, you got to think this is gonna be a clip, bro. You can't be. I got to reach the team.
right,
and then you okay?
All right, my bad.
Bro, yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Week 2 at Commanders.
They're going to beat the Commanders
Okay.
in Washington. They do a good job against them.
Week 3 at the Browns.
Yeah, they'll lose this one. They'll lose this one bad.
Week. Wait, how are we doing on time, by the way?
Close. Let's go.
All right, week
Or-
5 home against. Week 4 home against the
This
Cowboys.
is a bad loss.
At the Seahawks.
They'll beat the Seahawks. I really don't like the Seahawks.
Okay. Home against the Bengals.
This is a slaughtering.
Home against the Eagles after the slaughtering.
Another one.
That's gonna be a lot of Eagles fans at that game.
Yeah.
At the Steelers.
This
Prime
is
time.
like a 6-point game for the Giants. I mean, they
Okay.
score 6 points.
I thought you meant
Yeah.
like they lose by 6. Oh,
no,
okay.
no, they score 6.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's gonna be the game that makes you wonder why you even like football. Home against the commies.
Yeah, they'll win this one.
Nice.
They'll get this one.
Germany Panthers.
Yeah, again, they'll go
On
into
a
the
roll.
bye feeling good, 5 and 5. It's like, oh, the schedule's hard. What do you
On
mean?
a roll. Let's go. Out of the bye, Baker Mayfield and the Bucks coming to town.
Yeah, they'll beat the Bucks. I have no confidence in the Bucks this year. Who's their coach?
Todd Bowles.
Right. Yeah, they have one of the
Todd
worst
Bowles,
coaches
Jets
in the
legend.
league.
All right, now 6 and 5. We're feeling good. We're thinking maybe playoffs, wild card. Who knows? Division might even be a player.
This and literally, this will be if this is what happens. This will be the conversation. Can they beat Dallas?
Yeah.
Can they compete with Dallas?
And this is the game where they get steamrolled.
31-14.
Yeah. Okay, so
Late-
lost.
Late touchdown. 31-20, the late touchdown like they did the last Thursday Thanksgiving game. They
to
lost
cover the spread.
28-20. Yeah, I had so much money on Dallas that day to cover 10.5 against the Giants.
That was Tommy DeVito.
No, it was Jones. It was the year they went to the playoffs.
No, but what was it last year? Tommy DeVito came in the game against Dallas, and the Dallas was like minus like 20 points or whatever, and the Giants actually covered.
No, we didn't cover. We did not.
I thought you did, or you made it interesting for a second.
Maybe they got killed that day.
All right, well, maybe I'm thinking about something else.
Yeah.
Home against the Saints.
So I have them at 6-6.
Yes.
Yeah, I think they beat the Saints.
Okay.
I'm not high on the Saints.
7 and 6. We're still wild card team here. Home against the Ravens.
That all ends now. That's a loss to the Ravens.
At the Falcons.
That's a loss to the Falcons.
Home against the Colts.
That's a loss to the Colts.
At Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, unless the Eagles are playing the bench players, and
Yeah.
even that's no guarantee. The Giants are 7-10. Listen, I'm optimistic. With
That's
couple
not a
of these
bad
things.
season though, but it's just enough to get them the 10th overall pick to have no chance at drafting a quarterback and be all in on maybe the Dak Prescott sweepstakes,
Yeah.
which is what you should do, even if they have the first overall pick, considering the quarterback class that's coming out next year. But about the quarterback class, I know it's not supposed to be a good quarterback class, but my counter to that is nobody thought Jaden Daniels was going to be the second overall pick, so I'm sure there's going to be a guy who's going to emerge and be this can't miss prospect.
Yeah, somebody will step up. It's not going to be as bad as we think, but yeah, I'm optimistic on a couple of these games. I mean, listen, this could be a rough year. Yeah. I could easily see 5 wins here too. So, all right, I think that's going to do it here. The schedule, excited. Baseball maybe next week. We'll see what's going on. The Mets.
Yankees on a roll.
Mets are killing me. I just wanted a little competitiveness. Yeah. Just be competitive.
Hasn't been
nothing.
Ideal.
They're a little league team the last month. All right, make sure subscribe, liking on the social medias. We appreciate it. Good luck to the Knicks, the New York team still playing, and we'll talk to you guys next time.